Well, good afternoon, Steagle Niner Nation. I am Matt, Dan, Gary.
Hello.
And welcome to all the Steagle Niner Nation subscribers, which currently 3 of them are sitting here at the table right now.
Okay.
Yes.
3 of us are the 5. There's 5. There's 3 of us.
And my son's one of them.
Then your son and my brother.
Yes.
Coming soon, I believe that we might even try a live Q&A session so we can write in questions and answer them
Yes.
all in one shot.
The list goes on and on. The memories and tapestries.
Free agency.
Let's do it.
Free agency. I'm going to put that thing right there.
Okay.
Free agency.
Where's it going to get here?
Yeah.
You're going to make it right there.
Who are the winners?
Minnesota Vikings.
Okay. What?
Well,
Really?
Shape who they want you to be. Stay away from barbershops, salons, and boutiques. Stay away from monkey suits.
On paper, you gotta talk about Cleveland.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you do. I mean,
do.
OBJ. I think he got that Cleveland got him for next to nothing. Now Kareem Hunt is not gonna matter. He's been suspended 8 games? I think.
Minimum of 4. Now the appeal process is, as by rule, by definition, doesn't matter if they're suspended for the entire season or if it's just one game. During the appeal process, they can actually play during that time, and then at the arrival.
I don't think they're going to appeal, are they? I think they're just going to.
I thought it was just 8. I thought.
Well,
it was 8
I'm just talking about the rule in general.
Oh,
so
yeah.
the rule in general is no matter how long your suspension is for, if you decide to appeal it, you are still eligible to play during the appeal process. But once that is done, then you have to serve out your suspension for that season.
And I think.
But you got Nick Chubb, David Njoku, excuse me, and you got OBJ, Landry, improved offensive line. I'm probably missing a weapon.
Callaway.
Callaway,
Yeah.
super athlete.
Same coaching staff. No, but look at all that talent they're going to have there.
Yeah. Well, but now
I
their
think-
expectations
yeah.
with the talent, though, has now I think it's playoffs or bust.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah, if they don't make the playoffs, it's not a successful season.
It grows out from the single heads into many.
Listen, if you went with the Browns, I actually have to go with
You can go with the same people.
a possible contender. And I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own team's horn here, but honestly, I really think that the 49ers stepped it up pretty hard. The only thing that they didn't reach far enough for, in my opinion, because they beefed up most everything else except for their secondary. And I mean, let's face it, there's a couple games where even though that they kind of hung in a little bit, it definitely showed some holes in the defensive scheme. Look at some of the talent that they have brought in.
Well, Coleman's going to be great.
Well, without a doubt. Without
Yeah,
a doubt.
but where does he fit?
Well, you need that gasher. You need that third down, that short yardage back. You need somebody that's busted. The NFL is such an elite sport that everyone thinks that even the no-names are, they're obviously not an elite player. Well, obviously, that is the exception that proves the rule. They are all exceptional athletes, even on a mundane, mediocre team, because that's still the best of everything that college football has to offer on a bad team, which could clean the clocks out of any college football team at their best day.
No.
Yeah. This whole myth of Alabama could come in and be the worst NFL team. No, you may have NFL talent in your college team, but that last place Detroit Lion or Cardinals or whoever was the Cardinals, they have a whole lineup of NFL talent.
Exactly.
It might not be the top talent, or it could have been injuries that had something to do with it, but it's still all NFL talent and not just, hey, we have a really good run.
Well,
What a point spread would be, like 45, and I take the over.
Well, on top of that, you're also talking about NFL experience and ability.
I'm going to go with some, and Matt and I actually talked about this earlier today. Somebody that you may not think of in terms of free agencies because they're never a big player. But I'm going to go with addition by subtraction and go with the Steelers because I believe that they had Super Bowl talent.
They
ready.
excised the tumor.
I think by losing Brown and the distraction of Bell, bringing in some quality players such as Steve Nelson from the Chiefs, and bringing in Dante
Moncrief, who I think is going to be, he's not going to be an AB, but
And-
he's going to be very serviceable. He'll be okay.
have a healthy James Conner.
Yeah.
back. Juju, I think, is ready to step into that number one
Their
position.
line is solid.
James Washington, Vance McDonald. They have a solid line.
They are a sneaky team.
Well, and they talk, you hear culture. You hear the word culture all the time. And in a locker room and on a team.
Quick round robin style. Are we all in agreement? The absolute loser of free agency this year has got to be the Giants.
No.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Whoa!
No. Minnesota Vikings.
Oh man.
Who did they get? Seriously, who did they get? I mean, Anthony Bard leaving, going to the Jets. No, wait, I want to be a Minnesota Vikings.
But they
Well, that's
lost
more.
a couple people.
That's
Right.
That's a distraction. It's not the real meat of the issue. How did they lose?
I don't know if I would put the Raiders. They did a lot. They did.
How did we forget about the
I know.
Raiders?
I got another team, too. I got another team.
I love the
Baltimore.
The Raiders. They did a lot with.
Yes, Earl Thomas is a stud. Sorry, Gary.
the
Thomas is a stud. Ingram, yes.
Who did they get for Flacco? What did they get for him?
They got a bag of magic beans.
Really? I think so.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think at that point they're just trying to unload that contract. They've decided to invest in that kid, and having Flacco there was not going to help his growth. I don't know what they got for him. I'll put it down here, but I
I thought it was like 5th or 6th round pick.
whatever they got for him wasn't enough for Flacco, because I think Flacco is a very underrated quarterback. I don't think he's the best out there, but I think he's a good solid 15.
Yeah.
So that leads to kind of an interesting question. So let's dive into that real quick. I'm just going to throw that out there to the table and to the township.
Township. The nation.
The nation of Liechtenstein,
Yes,
just smaller than
yes.
New Jersey.
Smaller than Delaware.
That's right.
Yeah.
Rhode Island. So, hello. I'm in Delaware. All right. So the real question is this: do you think that NFL teams that have journeyman quarterbacks, which aren't flashy and they're not exciting, but they can win you games by not making those big mistakes,
Game
why are they
managers.
so overlooked? Why aren't they actually treated like the golden geese that they are? Because, we talked in one of our last episodes, I don't know if it made the cut, but we actually talked about Joe Flacco a little bit, and essentially what it comes down to is, it's just real big looming questions. Can someone come back from such a severe concussive injury, just like Joe Flacco has? Now, I mean, this year will really be the litmus test to be able to tell whether or not he is back. And I'm not saying that he isn't a playmaker at times, but mainly he will follow that coach's plan, straight on down the line, check every box, and help his team to get a win. I mean, he helped his team to...
Still does.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He had, like I said, he has all the ability and the talent, just, is he recovered? We're just really beginning to learn about CTE, and how damaging and how long-term those effects are, but some of them are immediate. And some of those hits, some of those guys, they just don't ever come back from.
So do you think that? Maybe,
Look at Trent Green.
do you think that the Ravens had that knowledge when they let him go?
If that is the case, then that's a serious breach of contract underneath the collective bargaining agreement.
Well, I mean, or did they have that thought that you had? What maybe he won't be the same guy coming back.
And that is I would give better than even odds on that. Okay. And I really hope I'm proven wrong. I don't like to see anyone underperform or tarnish their legacy. I mean, Joe Flacco helped Baltimore win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And
then you spent you spent a first round pick on Lamar Jackson, so you gotta play the kid.
Well, that's the other thing. I mean, you can fall in love with some of these journeymen, the identity of a franchise. You can fall in love with those players all that you want, but you still support the team at the end of the day. And supporting the team means, ensuring that your team has a future.
Right.
But do you think that Jackson is a quarterback, even though he was taken in the first round, is a quarterback that can take you anywhere?
Or is he?
Well, they seem to think so,
or is he RG3?
Well, that's just it. Is he that flashy player? He's
RG3 with a better arm, and I think he's still doing a run-first thing. But I think that if he gets that rapport with his receivers, then he's going to be a more 50-50.
So you're thinking he's more Mike Vick, less RG3?
Correct.
Okay, I agree. So, to put a bow on it, biggest winner was?
Probably the Brownies.
Yours was?
I got to go with the 49ers.
Mine was the Steelers, but I think in a different way. Losers was?
Well, Minnesota, but it's probably the Giants, too.
Giants.
Giants/Oakland.
I'm right there, Giants/Oakland. I think
I'm so sorry.
And I'm really excited to see what happens with Nick in Jacksonville.